Hi, everybody. My name is Chelsea, and I'm an originator here at Liberty SBF, your PPP lender. Today, I'm going to provide you with a step-by-step tutorial to apply for your PPP loan through our online portal. This entire process will involve you creating an account on our portal, answering some basic questions, and then finally uploading the required documents so that your PPP profile is set and ready to begin processing. So first things first, go to whatever internet browser you use and type in our website URL, which is libertysbf.com. That'll bring you to this page, our landing page. This is our company's website. At the top on the yellow banner, this will direct you to our PPP website. So you'll click Apply Now, which will prompt you to this page. So this is our PPP Paycheck Protection Program Resource Center. Feel free to explore here to learn more about the program. We're constantly updating it with news from the legislation, so definitely take a look at that to answer any of your questions. Once you're ready to move forward and apply, you will click Apply Now, which will take you to our registration page. So we use a secure online portal because all of your information is private and we want to make sure it is all secure. So on this page, you will enter in your email address, your first name, last name, and phone number. For the purposes of our tutorial, I've created a fake email address. So I'm going to type this in here, primary contact. I'm going to put testing, phone number. Alrighty. So once we have all these fields filled in, you are going to click Start Your Application. Now, after you click Start Your Application, it'll bring you to our actual portal webpage. On this webpage, it's going to ask you to verify your email address. Of course, since there's going to be a lot of personal information being sent back and forth, we want to make sure that we are, dealing with real people and that your security and privacy is protected. So here you'll see that the email that you entered in on the last page will be automatically put here. You're going to need to click Send Verification Code. So a code will be sent to the email address above. I'm going to go to my email. And refresh. It might take a second for it to load. Here we are. So we can see here that my verification code was sent. The subject of the email is Liberty SBF portal account email verification code. So please check in your spam or junk mail, as this is an automated email. It sometimes will automatically go there. So be on the lookout for this heading. I see here is my code. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to go back to our portal page and paste the code right here. Hit verify code. Alrighty. So I did a couple of test ones, and that's why I entered in the wrong code by accident. So I'm going to go ahead and redo that right there. Okay, great. So that code works. Of course, if your code doesn't work, you can always hit submit new code and it'll resend the code to you. So then you'll be brought to this page here where you will have to create yourself a password. So I'm going to create myself a quick password. Alrighty, so as you can see here, it is saying that a user with this specified ID already exists. That is because I did a test earlier today just to, best understand our process. So what I'll do from here is I'm going to hit login and retype in my testing email address. Wonderful. So it's prompted me to this application that I actually had already started working on, but for the rest of you, it will bring you to this page here. This is the first page of the PPP loan. So what you will see is this when you get here. It's going to ask you, if you received a prior PPP loan. First question being, did the applicant receive a PPP loan in 2020? So if you did receive a PPP loan in the last round, of course, you're going to hit yes. And it's going to ask you to go ahead and verify that information here. So what was your loan amount in 2020? What was the SBA loan number associated to that loan? If you ever have any questions, we've done a pretty great job of putting in these little question marks here so it can further clarify what it is that we are looking for. In this case, the SBA loan number is a 10-digit loan number assigned by the SBA to your PPP loan. If you don't know this number, then you're going to need to go ahead and request that information from your lender that provided you your PPP loan in 2020. So once you enter that 10-digit number, you'll enter in your funding date. Lastly, if you are working with a broker or somebody that has mentioned our program to you and you want your loan to be associated to your broker would have provided you with a 3-digit referral code number. It is imperative that if you are working with a broker and they provided you with this number, that you enter the 3-digit number here, so that all of these loans are tracked back to your broker so that we can keep an eye out and do reporting for your broker based off of the status of your loan. So you'll enter all that information here. Now, if you hit no, that you did not receive a PPP loan in 2020, you'll see that it doesn't require that information and just the referral code, which is optional. So once you complete that, you hit save and next. Now the next question that's prompted is the applicant historical revenue. Keep in mind, question number 2 is only prompted if you received a PPP loan in the first round. So if you hit yes to prior PPP loan, you will have to fill in this information here. Now, this information just asks you for your quarterly revenue breakdown in 2019 and 2020, and to calculate, and it'll calculate for you the % change of revenue. So that's all that you're going to put here. Now, if you hit no, and then hit save and next, you will see that it'll skip that second question. So keep that in mind. Back to no. All right. Third question, applicant information. So this is information about you as the borrowing entity. So here the first question is the applicant entity type. Again, there are detailed explanations here if you have any question. So here you'll see a drop down of different types of entities. Again, I chose one just for an example for the purposes of this tutorial. Next question is the applicant business legal name. You will enter that there. Then you'll enter the business DBA if applicable, your business established date. Then here you will enter in either your EIN or your social security number. So if you are a sole proprietor, you will be entering your social security number, and it automatically formulates for you depending on what you chose in this field. So because I chose a 501c3 nonprofit, I am required to provide my EIN number, which I will put right here. Lastly, the NAICS code here. When you hit the question mark, a resource for a website pops up, which will help you track down your NAICS code if you do not know it. Then state of incorporation, street address, city, state, zip code. So your applicant information profile. Hit next there. Next field is the applicant primary contact information. So this is going to be all the contact information for the main person on the loan submission, the main contact. So again, first name, last name, phone number, email, pretty straightforward. Hit save and next. This next list is a list of SBA application questions. There are 8 questions. These will help vet whether you qualify or you do not qualify for the PPP loan. So please answer them honestly and truthfully. As you can see, if you hit yes on some of these fields, it will immediately prompt you that your application is disqualified because of regulations provided by the SBA. So after you answer those questions, you will hit save and next, which will bring you to your loan request. So with a PPP loan program, you get to choose which monthly payroll period you want the SBA to take a look at in considering your loan request. So you must choose either 2019 or 2020. Then you'll add the average monthly payroll in that selected period here. Then you will enter in your loan request and your number of employees. Keep in mind, you can only ask for 2.5 times your average monthly payroll. So it will let you know that this amount is too high or what have you if you do enter in the incorrect number. And then lastly, you'll put the purpose of the loan based off this checkbox. So you'll hit click save and next. Next question is prior SBA funding. 2 straightforward questions. Has the applicant received a prior SBA loan? Yes or no? Has the applicant received an EIDL loan between January 31st, 2020 and the present date? You'll answer those. Hit save and next. Here, you're going to enter in your ownership information. So again, they're going to ask you, is the owner an individual or a business entity? It's a drop down. Owner percentage. So if I am the owner of my business, it is just me, I will put in 100%. If, of course, you have ownership breakdown, you will put in the percentage that you do own here. And then you will enter in your EIN number, entity name, address, city, state, zip code. Below here, it's going to ask you for the controlling individual. So it says testing because I put the entity name as testing, but really it'll say your entity name dash controlling individual. Here, a controlling individual is an individual who owns 20% or more of an entity and or an individual who has the authority to transact on behalf of the legal entity. So again, it's going to be your main point of contact on your loan. So you will enter that information here. We'll need the social security, title, birth date, email, phone, name, basic information. You'll hit save and next. All right, so this brings us to the last phase of the application before you're able to review and submit the application itself. So here's the document center. This is a list of all of the documents that we will need from you before you are able to submit it and push it to processing. It's important that we have clear copies of each one of these documents uploaded directly to here. So I'm going to walk through the process of uploading the documents and elaborate further on what documents we need from you. So under the first field, applicant information, we will need your applicant formation document. This includes articles of organization, certificate of incorporation, or certification of limited partnership. So to upload that file here, you will either directly drag the file into this box right here, or you can click to upload, and it will direct you to your computer's documents. So for me, I have an article of organization as my formation document right here. It's all we'll need. We'll go back. I am going to manually drop and drag my document into this field right here. And awesome, you'll get a notification that says file's been uploaded successfully, and you'll also see that the red required turns into a green uploaded and that your file is right here. It would be incredibly helpful for you to name your files according to the names of these fields for you to be able to track where you're placing your documents. So the next required document is the IRS Form SS4 EIN verification letter. So same thing, you're going to hit select. Here's my number, my form. I'm going to go back. I'm going to drag there we go. It's a little glitchy for a second. Yeah, so if you're having a hard time being able to drop it into here, you can click on here again and manually upload your documents. Alrighty, next one here is a copy of a voided check. If your PPP application is approved, loan will proceed to be dispersed into this account. So make sure that you are placing the copy of the voided check that you want your loan money to be dispersed to. Such a picture would look like this. I go back. I'm going to upload. And we're good there. Alrighty. Next field here is the financial information. First one is your 2020 IRS Form 940, which is the preferred document, or a 2020 annual payroll report. Either one will suffice, but we do prefer the 940. So for my example, here's the 940. And then just copy it into that folder. All done. All right, next one, substantiation for 2020 payroll costs not included in 2020 payroll report, if applicable. So health insurance, retirement, ownership, K1, all of the above. I do not have that for mine. It's not required, so I'm going to skip it. Next, we are going to upload again the formation document here, articles of organization, certificate of incorporation, or certification of limited partnership. So I will select that and drag my formation document. Next one here is the governance agreement. So that would be an operating agreement, bylaws, partnership agreement, trustee certification, any one of those that you would have. I do not have an example on me, so I'm going to just upload the formation document again for the purposes of this tutorial. Lastly is going to be a copy of your non-expired driver's license or government issue photo ID for the controlling individual. I would like to emphasize that please, please, please make sure it is non-expired, that it is up to date. We've, received a lot of expired driver's license, and it delays the process. So once you have a copy of that, you're just going to upload it right here. And there we go. Now you'll see that all the red is green. Again, this one is if applicable. So next I'm going to hit review and submit. So now you can see all of these are green. We are good to go. Please review your application and make sure that all the information is correct. That is crucial. And then once you are finished reviewing it, hit submit. Are you sure you cannot edit after you proceed? Yes, submit. And here we go. So this will take you to the confirmation page that you've submitted your application. Please read through all of this. It'll give you more information on our process and emails that you will be receiving about where your application is at within the process. So please do take a look at that. And you can just hit OK. And you're all done. So then this will be your portal. You have your login information. You're able to come in here to check on your status of your loan. Well, thank you so much.